Hi boys and girls, it's Miss Capsambellis, and by the end of this lesson you will have a new strategy to use in order to help you solve double-digit subtraction problems. So, I know that we've been doing a lot of problems with subtraction lately, and that we've tried double-digit subtraction, and I know that some of you have had a hard time, but today we are going to learn this magic technique that will really help you if you really try to learn and stick to what we're doing today. So I'm going to give you a word problem and we're going to work together to solve this, and then we're going to do one on your own, one together that's part of classwork, and then you do the rest on your own. You could always look back. So our first problem is that Mary picked 65 strawberries. She used 28 of them to make a pie. How many does she have? So Mary picked 65 strawberries, so we know that when we hear that number, that is the first number we want to put down. And then it said that she used 28 of them to make a pie. So that is our second number. Now what is the first thing we should do? Which one is the me? The one that we should be looking at to see if we need to regroup? Right, so we circle that. And what does that number tell us? Is that number smaller or bigger than 8? Right, it's smaller, so that means that we do have to regroup. Now before we regroup, we have to show 65 in our new strategy. So how many 10s do you see? 6. So we represent 6 by doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now what is different here? What do you think I did wrong? Right, normally we show 6 by doing this. But today, we're going to show it this way so that it makes it much easier for us to cross out and to work the problem. So we have 6 10s, and how many 1s do we have? 5. So we put that in our 10 frame. Now that we have shown 6 and 5, we are going to regroup. So we cross out 6 and make it what? Okay. And what do we make the 5? Correct. So we make that 15. So if we made a 6 a 5, how many 10s did we take away? 1. Right. Now since we took that 1 10 away, we still need to show how many we took away. So how many 1s are in a 10? Oops. I think I just said the answer. Oopsie. Okay, so we have 10. All right. So, what do we do next? How many 1s do you think we need to cross out? How did you know that? Yep, you're right. It is 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, it's okay if you started off up here, because in the end, we're going to see how many are left with both of these. And how many 10s do we cross out for our second number? 2. So we do 1, 2. So how can we see how many 1s we have left? Where should we look? Here? Oh, thank goodness you didn't say that. So we're going to look here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we write 7. And how many 10s do we have left? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we have 3. Okay. So what does the 37 represent in our word problem where Mary picked this many strawberries and then she used this many? What does that number represent? Okay, right now what I'm going to ask you to do is to take out the sheet that I handed out earlier in class. We're going to do the first problem together, and then you're on your own, and we will go over this if you still have a hard time. It's okay. This problem says that Katie found 73 pennies in her pocket. She used 48 of them. How many does she have now? Okay, so our first number is 73. Remember, we don't put the 7 and the 3 here, right? Because that's what? The 10's place. She used 48 of them. So we do 4, 8. So what are we circling first? What is that? Me. Right. Right here. And does that say that we need to regroup? Why does it say that? Correct, because that is smaller than the 8. So first, what should we show? are tens. Okay, so we have 7 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And remember, we are not tallying this time. I know it's really hard because we're so used to making our slash mark, but we're going to do it differently for this, okay? And how many ones should we show? 3, 2, 3. So now that we showed our top number here, 73, we're going to regroup. So what should we make that 7? A 6, right. And what should we make the 3? What's 10 plus 3? You're right, 13. Okay, alrighty then. So if we made that 7 a 6, what is the one that we're crossing out? How many? 1. And what do we do to that 1? Okay, we make it into a 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we have that step taken care of. So you don't even have to look at that number. Right now we're looking at this number. And how many ones are we now crossing out? 8. Now I'm going to show you that even if we cross out up here, we'll still get the same answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And how many tens do we cross out? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So how many ones do we have left over? What does that say? You shouldn't even have to think about it. Why is that? Why do we not have to even think about it? You're right, because half of 10 is 5. And how many tens do we have left? 1, 2. So what does the 25 represent in this problem? Excellent. Now I know that when we're learning the strategy, we're not always looking at these numbers, but that's okay. We're still going through the process so you can see what we're doing. And later on, as we become stronger and more successful in answering these problems, then we'll focus more on those numbers. But for right now, I would like you to do the next problem and then we will go over it tomorrow morning. Thank you.